Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome back to the channel. We've got another beautiful F350 Lariat 6.0 video coming at you guys. So as you guys do know from a previous video, if you do remember watching it, or if you didn't watch it, go check it out. We actually are looking for a new turbo for this thing. So I've jumped on Facebook Marketplace and I've reached out to a couple different people. I have been talking to one guy about his turbo, so I'm assuming that we are going to get a turbo today. But before we get all that taken care of, I've got to clean up these charge pipes. So while I'm waiting to hear back a location and everything, we're going to start cleaning these old charge pipes because they're going copper, guys. So I'm freaking excited. Also, I still got to clean this wheel and that wheel. I did do the other side. I'll admit to you guys, I did this side. I was a little nervous. I had to finish the video for nighttime, so I do still got to clean the other side, the other wheel and all that, so bear with me on that. We'll get that taken care of. I was actually thinking I was going to sell these wheels and buy a different set, but it is what it is. So let's get these charge pipes cleaned up here real quick. Then we're going to pick up our other turbo. What I might end up doing, never mind, scratch that. Let's get these cleaned up. Yeah, oil. I think I am in love. Now, I know everyone's gonna say about the couplers not gonna hold, blah, 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 but I had to throw some paint on them. They were looking terrible. So I'd rather them look painted and terrible than look dingy and old and not in good shape. So I just actually got off the phone with a guy. We're gonna go meet him in Mount Joy, Pennsylvania to pick up a turbo for it. We're just gonna pick up a stock replacement for now, and then once we get back, get that painted and everything, we're gonna talk a little bit about the direction we're going to go with this build. We are going to do a stock turbo. I'll just say it real quick. We are doing a stock turbo for now. We're going to dyno it, stock power 100%. Then we're going to actually do an exhaust and a tuner, make some dyno pulls up at Keith's Pit Stop, and then I have a huge announcement coming, and that will come very, very soon at the end of this video or towards the middle of the video, and I think you guys are all going to like it. We're adding more boost. Stay tuned. All right, well, thank you LB Smith Ford for having this O-ring in stock. They did not have the oil feed in stock, but we ordered that. We'll get that tomorrow. Let's get home and get this installed. We've got our turbo, boys and girls. We are back. Oh, it rolled over. That's not good. Part of life, it happens. But we've got our turbo. And again, like I said, it is just a good used replacement turbo. One of the things we are going to do, as you guys probably already know, is we're going to tape this off, and this has got to go orange. We can't leave it red. Got to be orange. All right, let me get this thing taped up here and ready for paint, and then we're going to toss this bad boy in. I'm almost out of paint. All right, we gotta go get more paint. Well, I was just in sheer panic trying to get everything in before it rained. Obviously, you know, I was freshly coated. We're gonna have to wait this thing out. Flew over the RX-8 bumper. Ugh. All right, we gotta wait this out, guys. All right, well, that was a super bizarre storm. As you can tell, it's definitely still wet, but now it's actually hot again. I feel like I live in Florida. So let's get these painted. Alrighty, guys, so I wanted to do a little bit of a kind of talk real quick about sponsorship that's actually going to happen with this truck here. If everything goes perfect and well with this truck here, we might have something in the books for the F450. So long story short, this is a company that I personally didn't hear about until I made the video about this truck needing a turbo. A bunch of you guys, which I greatly appreciate, guys, you guys have no idea. Without you guys, it wouldn't be, you know, at all possible. I'm sorry that I'm shooting this in the dark and I'm kind of like squinting at the bright floodlight that I have going on here. But again, without you guys, none of this would be possible. So a bunch of you guys, people are still shooting fireworks, guys. 4th of July is coming. You guys all know this. Sorry, sidetracked again. But a bunch of you guys had said, you know, recommended KC turbos. I reached out to them and they said, hey, I'm doing a build here. I'd love to get a turbo from you guys, see what happens, see what kind of power numbers we can actually make out of this thing. But the first thing we need to do is it has to be reliable. It has to be towable. It has to be streetable. Anyway, I have to be able to make sure that this is a build that, you know, it is also budget friendly for you guys. So we worked out some deals. I will release that in a video coming up very, very soon. So stay tuned for that. But the first thing that we're going to do is get this thing, we're going to order in a full exhaust for it through MBRP, I believe. We're going to get an S&B intake for it, and we're also going to get a tuner for it, probably a live wire for this thing. So we're going to do EGR delete. There's a bunch of things that we're going to do, but I want to get a baseline. I want to get baseline numbers on this thing and just see what this thing is capable of doing before we even touch it. As you guys do know, you'll see once I get up here, this thing is bone stock, has EGR coolers, like everything is on this truck, 100% bone stock, full exhaust, cats, everything. We also put an 05 turbo on this thing that may or may not help the performance, but it's going to actually, you know, not stay on there, so it doesn't really matter. But I'm just excited, guys. All I gotta say is thank you to each and every one of you guys who reached out and said KC Turbos. Again, Jason from KC Turbos, thank you for reaching out to me and contacting me, calling me. I can't wait to get the ball rolling, and I'm excited to see what we can do together. So without further ado, let's jump in here, get this thing fired up, and let it run for a little bit, and make sure that our new turbo is ready to rock, ready to roll. Oh yes, I'm not even sure what you guys can or can't see. The last thing I have to do here is actually put the mass airflow on. I definitely don't want to start this thing without the mass airflow on. I don't really remember or know when the GoPro died, so I'm not really sure what you guys will be able to see here or what all you're gonna watch, but I'm excited about that. Oh, I was just watching the ground, but she should be ready to fire. Another thing, I had a blanket, not really sure, well yeah, you can see I had this blanket up here because obviously this is hard to kneel on. Plus it covers this so that it's not in my groin the whole time. And when I went and yanked the dang blanket, one of the threads caught in here and ended up pulling this out. So we ended up breaking the top of the radiator. I'm gonna try to fix that. Definitely super frustrating. I did all of this other stuff without anything breaking. I didn't have any bolts break or anything, so that's definitely frustrating, but it's part of working on stuff, I guess. So we'll try to get this fixed. Worst case, we'll just have to get a radiator, and I know these things are not cheap. So if anybody has a 6.0 radiator laying around cheap, please let me know. But let's get this thing fired up. And I don't also have the exhaust hooked up. I figured we all, you know, who doesn't like to hear a cold start basically with open header? I mean, basically right off the turbo. I know it's probably not the best thing for it. These turbos do need back pressure and all that, but I got to hear this puppy purr. I do have the clamp for it. I do got to get a bolt. That's the only thing, the bolt broke on it. So we do got to get another V-band, but I don't want to put this video out without a first startup. So without further ado, hey, last time I put a GoPro on the hood of the F450, the truck that I started ran into it. But without further ado, let's get our first real fire up, and the first time that this thing's gonna run for more than 5 minutes with me, other than backing it off the trailer, on the trailer, up into the street, or onto the street, into the yard. Oh, I'm nervous. I'm nervous. Oh boy, moment of truth. It is a late one, but I gotta try to get this thing to fire. Oh boy. Now again, it is open turbo. Oh yes, it's alive. The F350 is alive with its new turbine. You guys are gonna get a first quick look of the new charge pipes and everything. Oh yes. I just want to make sure there's no oil leaks, and I will be back with you guys. She's alive. No leaks or anything so far. Oh boy, I've got to get the exhaust hooked up. But that is where I'm going to leave off with you guys. We are planning on doing a bunch of things to this. And huge thank you to KC Turbos. I will have a link to their page down below. We're going to be working with them and really making some power out of this 6.0 and seeing what we can get going. So again, guys, if you like the content, please give it a big thumbs up. I'm trying to do my best to knock out the best content possible for you guys, and I really do hope that you enjoy it. I'm also excited about how clean this interior is. I'm disgusting right now, so I'm gonna get out. And I also want to see if this thing has air conditioning. So we're gonna let this run a little bit, and I'm gonna actually hook up the exhaust. But I am freaking pumped. Take care, guys. We'll see you in the next one. She's alive! That bang was fireworks, not the truck. She's got ice cold AC. She's got ice cold AC. Oh, I love it. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next video. Take care. Have a great night.